Anyway, so quick recap of last week. You guys teleported to AERØHEAD, and upon your arrival found the city was already being attacked by what seemed to be a first wave of attackers from the Goblin army. You ran down to defend the gate, which was, you were told, was under the most danger, and you got there to find all the guards around the gate, all those who prepared to defend it, on the floor, incapacitated. You haven't had time to check whether they're alive or just unconscious, but they're sure as hell not fighting. Based on this, you stayed there and decided to try and defend this gate after the wave of attacks that came along. After a while, however, the damage started to take its toll. Eli was the first to go down, to be revived by Ali, who unfortunately then became the next to go down and stopped breathing in the attack. Your fight turns from that of slaughter to desperation as you try to realize the odds were stacking up against you. And just as you thought you cleared it all, two trolls came through the gate, ready to take your heads. And that's where we start. The four of you still up are standing there. Seb, you are right by the two trolls. The smell is overpowering. It smells worse than when you first met Victor.
Hey, the comeback.
Eli has just regained consciousness for the third time after being knocked out again. And there you all stand, ready to make your final stand against these attackers.
Eli's still
So,
unconscious.
As these two trolls, Eli's still unconscious, is he?
Yep.
My bad, I thought he'd been healed. My bad. Oh yes, no, he is unconscious. Rose, you dragged him out of the fight. Or at least out of combat for now. So, Seb, as you turn around, seeing these two trolls charging towards you, ready to attack. Victor, as you look up and see these trolls, Rose, as you look down at Eli's unconscious body, looking up, you see the ends running at you in a big, bulky, green, smelly form holding a dragon. It is at this point you see a flash of arcane energy. Behind the trolls, two figures. The first figure raises a bow and starts shooting at the trolls as the second figure runs forward. The arrows hit both the trolls, creating a sort of ladder system for both the trolls. As the second figure running forward splits into two identical copies, both of which run up the ladder, roll out a massive greatsword and slice down and inside both the trolls' skulls at the same time. As the trolls collapse unconscious and dead, their brains split in half, you see two figures new on the battlefield. One is tall female, long sandy blonde, white blonde hair, which is very thick, worn half up, half down. You see some very familiar looking steely blue eyes. However, the eyes themselves are rimmed in a brighter blue. The skin around the female figure looks slightly thick, like black makeup around each eye. The female form looks very wolf-like. And as you realize that, you realize standing next to this form is a very familiar looking wolf. The second form also looks quite familiar. A muscular man around 6 foot tall with pale skin, long blonde hair reaching down to his lower back, and two different coloured eyes, green and purple. This man is wearing a well-made linen shirt and black trousers with ankle-top boots, and wielding a giant's greatsword. You realise at this point one of the copies of the man has faded away into an existence. The top half of this man looks very familiar, but the bottom half doesn't. Standing in front of you is a much more wolf-like backs and a human thigh, having just saved your lives.
Wow.
Okay.
First thing I'm going to do is give Eli this fucking potion.
I'm going to Ali's body to
I am
pick
going to
her up.
stop you. I'm going to stop you from touching her. I want to. Basically, Seb's going to be like rushing over to that shit as soon as possible.
I'm picking her up to take her to a cleric.
Yeah, he's basically gonna hold. He's gonna pretty much attempt to do the same thing, but he'll let you help him carry it. But he's not gonna let you take the body.
He's not going back. Is this because out of character I kept saying I'd loot her?
No.
But no, I have picked her up and carrying her. Like
We'll say for the sake of having to like start a fucking fight that she's like draped between them. I imagine, so that makes more sense.
I was either going to princess style it or have her like over my back.
Yeah. All right. Well, Seb will go with you.
As you pick up the corpse valley, you look through the breach in the walls. There are no more creatures running your way. You appear to have held off this first wave.
Is it actually? So hang on, it's fire and backs, right?
Yep.
Can I like try and pull Eli up so we can go over?
I'm gonna walk away from them with Victor and kind of hurry Victor away from them.
Try and hurt. I'm going to. Would I have ever come here in my travels over the last 10 years?
Nope, none of you have been to this city before.
Right. In that case, I would try and. Can I do like any sort of check to try and find a temple?
Well, before you guys leave the square, turning around, you see Kevin standing up, waiting there for you guys. There's blood running down his face from where the rocks hit and knocks him unconscious. As he looks over at you, the voice that comes out of his mouth is not his own. You stopped my victory. No matter. This plan may have failed, but I have more. This was but a test of the defenses. A test you failed. At this point, you notice that his eyes are no longer the eyes of Kevin, but just two white, pale white orbs. He starts slowly walking towards you guys.
Stand in front of Eli.
Was it? Oh, holding Ali, I take a step back behind Seb because I can't exactly attack whilst holding her.
Yeah, I've got my bow.
I congratulate you. I watched the fight. You seem like good enough soldiers. So I give you a warning. Flee, and I let you live longer.
Seb's going to call over Pav.
Yeah.
Going to interrupt, and he's going to say, "Please don't make me do this, Kevin."
It doesn't even acknowledge you. Stay, and my children will feast on your flesh as a snack. This city will be mine. Tal'Dorei will be mine. You have until night falls to leave this place. Any who wish will leave unharmed. You have my promise. You have earned at least another 2 years or so. So flee But don't worry, my armies will eventually take this continent and find you wherever you hide. And then Kevin starts walking towards the gate.
Seb, someone stop him.
I'm gonna shoot him.
I-
I'm gonna shoot him in the ankle, Pev.
You shoot him in the ankle.
Yep.
Roll to hit.
And the arrow still explodes.
Yep. It's gonna explode. It's gonna explode in his ankle.
Yep.
No, it's ankle would be a shame if something happened to it.
So I'll roll the damage. +7.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, and then he needs to do a dex save.
He's gonna fail the dex save as he doesn't even make a movement to try and save it.
All right, cool.
So what you see has happened. Now, where you hit his ankle, the explosion has caused a chunk of flesh, muscle, and sinew to be blown away, and you can see the bone of the ankle connecting to the foot. However, Kevin doesn't seem to be in control of his body. The body itself keeps moving, uninterested. Not that it did nothing. It's more that it just doesn't care.
I put Ali down, and I'm going to run over so that I'm within 10 feet and whip at Kevin's ankle and use my last superiority die whilst doing so to floor him, basically.
Sure.
Seb, pick Ali up.
He will do so.
And that is +10. Yeah. Yeah. 1d20 +10 to hit. 19, I'm assuming would hit.
Hits.
He would have to make a DC 17 strength saving throw.
He saves.
He saves.
Yep, natural 20 on the roll. First roll of the night and I get a crit.
Fucking hell. It takes 17 points of damage nevertheless.
Count starts.
Oh, again, you see that your bow is literally ripping away flesh, and it's revealing just bone on the leg. But this creature, whatever's happening to Kevin, doesn't even care.
Then I would like to tackle him.
For what it's worth, Eli, that's what you got back from the potion. 3 bloody 1s. Jesus.
I'd like to tackle him then, Pav.
Sure. Make a athletics check then, please. Be contested by either an acrobatics or a dex save from Kevin.
Pardon? So,
Oh,
Sorry, I
fuck,
was
man.
the second was off my own purpose.
Fuck, man.
Do you have any modifiers to your athletics?
no. I'm a dex-based fighter.
Well then, no, you don't get a good grip as you go forward to tackle, and he's just walking.
Seb, what do we do?
Victor, where you are now, you can see there is about 100 feet away, just the front line of the goblin army. Not moving, not doing anything, just watching, in formation, waiting.
Can I get up and try and do it again?
Kill it.
Sure. So he gets about there by the time you get up again.
So I would be
Alright, so
about
he's
here
got
then.
a 9 this time. No, 9 this time. Sorry.
Seb doesn't really register your question, by the way, Rose. He just kind of just fucking stares off into the distance.
She's gonna go behind him, put her hand on his shoulder. Seb, what do we do?
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah, he rolled higher than a 9, regardless of modifiers.
Just look to Eli instead. What?
Kill it.
I say, guys, a bit of help here. And I'm gonna literally, I want to try and just grab his arm instead of tackle him.
I hate to say, we should run.
Make an athletics check, please.
Bax is going to shout over to them. Friend of yours?
Yep. Any help
think
would be necessary. Be nice.
Seb's
So
probably
yeah,
just
you-
gonna.
This time, you're able to grab his arm and stop him from moving any further.
I want to try and pull him with me back.
Athletics check, please.
Seb's literally just gonna sit down with the body and just kind of like make sure Ali's eyes are closed and.
Seb, you do not sit down. Get
you are
up
not able to pull
now.
him any further. Right?
Pardon?
You aren't able to pull him further back. He's got him stopping moving, but you can't pull him further back.
Right now,
Can you
Right
roll another athletics check for me as he rolled a 14 to break free? So he
Bax
breaks free, pulls free.
will say to the others, it appears your friend is no more than a vessel at the moment. I either kill him. If we bring him with us, he's likely a danger.
Fucking kill him. Kill him. Just fucking do it.
Would I hear them saying, just do it?
She's going to look
No,
to
you're
fire.
too far away at this point.
Bax will look to fire.
I
Do I
want to
kill him?
like wrap my arms around his waist and literally really try everything I can to hold him back.
Fucking German suplex.
Give me a
Make
good
an
roll.
athletics check, but we need to give a chance for them to speak in this time as well.
Yeah.
Seb,
Bax will
get
look
up.
at fire. Like, do I kill him?
So it doesn't make much odds.
And she'll look over to Seb and realise that Ali's obviously not moving.
Is there a temple, Bax, that we can take them to here?
I have no idea. I just got here. She's gonna. She's gonna look at all of you and be like, just don't hate me. She's gonna whisper something to her bow, and she's gonna fire at Kevin.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Boy, oh boy.
Why is this happening? I'm going to try and get Seb up.
He's not gonna fight you. Like,
Yeah, I will get Seb up. I will turn him around. I will frog march him away if I have to. Eli, can you help me?
Yes, of course.
It's advantage as well.
I mean,
Oh, I do not need that
you know
advantage.
Kevin's armor class.
Yeah, I do not need
So-
that advantage. So, hit him again.
Got roll to hit again, so you do get to a top.
Got him.
Yeah, roll to hit again, so you do
Yeah.
to be fair, get 2 attacks.
Do I need to do the advantage? No, I do not.
In case you get a natural 20, you may as well.
Yeah, you might as well.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I mean, that was nearly
Oh.
a natural 20.
Fucking close though. God damn.
Close.
So roughly how far do you think we get Seb and Ali while she's attacking Kevin?
Until you're dragging them, probably get them to only back here.
Yeah, cool.
So
Come on, Sebby boy.
need to be rolling some better damage.
Alright, so because Kevin took a lot of rock damage to the face, your first arrow sticks into Kevin's back, doesn't even flinch in reaction. The second arrow, however, pierces and breaks through the skull. And if you guys were around to see it, you'd be able to see a tip of the arrow piercing out the other end of his face.
Stupid question. Can we hear this?
No.
Cool. Then I'm going to keep going. I'm not turning around.
Victor, you would see this. Bax, you would technically see this as well. But as Kevin drops, the front line of the Goblin army murmurs, not murmurs, shifts around a little as though getting out of the way. And you see this one Goblin step forward to the front of the army. This Goblin's wielding a very old, gnarled staff. It's too far away. They're too far away for you to make out any real detail about them. But you notice all the other goblins around them seem to be silent and look on in respect and to this one goblin. As this goblin just watches Kevin fall and turns away and disappears back into the army.
I would pick up Kevin's body and carry it back with me.
Sure.
I would be thoroughly annoyed, and I'm probably going to attack Bax at one point because I don't know anything about her. As far as I'm aware, she's just attacked a companion. But I will be carrying Kevin's body with me.
Sure. So, you got Rose carrying.
I'm marching Seb because I don't think I'd be strong enough to carry. Actually, no, I'm stronger than Eli, so actually, yeah, I'll carry Ali.
Rose carrying Ali. Eli talking March Seb. So that fight, and then Kevin carrying. Victor carrying Kevin. Where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
To the keeper.
Back to the keep sounds like a good idea.
Carrying his body, I guess I'll try and catch up with the rest of the group. Shooting back a very dirty look when I get close enough.
Yep.
I can't control my token, so
Oh, God. Well, 20. Well, it's alright, right. I'm just going to change back to the other map now, anyway.
Bax will try for some sort of apology, like, I'm sorry if that was your friend, sort of thing. As Victor gives her an evil look.
I just watches him walk past.
completely blanking the pair of them as I try to catch up with the group now.
Okay. So it's all of you. I'm assuming all of you are you all following Rose and Eli and Seb?
Yeah, if I'll put his sword
yeah.
on his back and follow.
Yeah. Can I do an investigation check or anything like that to try and find a what's it called? I can't think of the word now. To try and find.
Ample?
Yeah, that's the one.
Sure. Are you doing that instead of following the others?
I mean, I'm looking around for normally there'd be some form of signpost or anything I'm trying to keep an eye out for.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
Investigations +2. Not the best, but I'll take it. I've been rolling like dog shit anyway, so oh! A slutty little 20.
So what you guys, so what you do see is well, you see signposts, and they don't they're not saying shop this way. They're pointing out the districts of the map.
Yeah.
One signpost pointing back to where you are points to the southern gate and the golden ring. One signpost points towards the keep, labelled the upper ward. Another one points towards the northeastern gate, and it says northeastern gate and also says hot pool. There's another sign, northeastern gate and hot pool.
Okay.
So you can see on the map where the 6 is, this hot hole, Another one pointing north and towards into the city, labeled the Brook. And on that check, I'd say you remember hearing or reading about the city naming its temple ward the Brook.
Yeah.
As it has a couple of different temples and has labelled them thusly. And just labelled the entire area of that. It's believed to be a slang word that came from the city where brooks are seen as religious people. You're not sure where the wording came from.
That's fine. So,
yeah, and then there's also labels for the meadow and for the the hot hole is the northwestern gate. Sorry, the northeastern gate is labelled upper. Is labelled Notlets Road. So you should see on the map the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Labeling those various things as you guys come into the keep, which is I am not on the right thing, which is there.
So I would point out the information about the book and basically point out saying that's where we need to go.
Are you guys going to go towards the temple area instead? Or are you going to go towards the keep?
With the temples abandoned, there's nothing we can do.
Are you sure the temple's abandoned?
I don't know, that's the problem. We need to find a healer more than we need an actual temple.
Why don't we go to the keep and then they can tell us?
That's my thinking.
There's one thing I know. It's most people of faith have a healing ability.
Yes, but we don't know if they're there, Victor. We don't know what else is in this city. Okay?
People of faith wouldn't just abandon their temple.
I don't care. Go to the keep. They can tell us whatever we want to know.
They might already have someone there who can help us.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my way to the brooks.
Okay, so we will start with the main party first. The guys going to, I say the bigger bulk of the party is what I meant.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow Victor.
Okay. So the guys going towards the keep. As you guys come through, it's messengers running back and forth. Reports are coming in from the attack. People all over the place at the moment. You guys get to the keep. What are you going to do at the keep? Are you just going to? Are you going to go to the main planning area? Are you looking for a healing area? What are you guys looking for at the keep?
Quincy.
Quincy?
And I will try and look around and see if there's anyone who looks like anyone that can heal or has any symbols of faith on them or anything like that.
Problem you've got is the two people with the dead bodies have gone the other way.
No, I've got Ali.
Have you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm just very slow because I'm not very
Can we
strong,
get
but I'm stronger than Eli.
Investigation check for Rose, looking for healers, and investigation check from Eli, looking for Quincy.
If I remember rightly, because I've still got my glasses on, does that mean I get a +7?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then once I look at the map and haven't had time to take them off yet, which is finally a good thing. Jesus, I needed that. 14.
So, Eli, first of all, running off, you find Quincy. He is in the main war room. And again, in this place, there are messages running in and out with notes. It's Quincy. You also see a very battered and bloody Kima as well. You don't see any injuries on her. She is just covered in bits of blood and gore. Her armor looks very dirty. You assume it's not hers. They're both discussing with a couple of other people around the table. And just as you come in, you hear, no, stop their attack for some reason. Shit, why wouldn't they press the attack? I don't know. We managed to hold them off on the northeastern and the northwestern and on the eastern gate. We're not sure how much we can hold off this much. We're not sure if we can hold this off for much longer And then they will look round to see you, and Quincy looks up. Eli, please tell me good news from the Southern Gate. Please give me good news, man. Please give me good news.
So the tiefling was possessed. We killed him. Goblin stopped. There was a little one with a staff. I think he's the dude, the guy in charge of that, whatever that was. Ali's dead. Need some help.
Dead.
Ali's dead.
Where is she now? And just as that, I'll say quickly for Rose, you're looking around, it's not hard to find, there's an area set up with camp beds and healers, and I mean, it's not difficult to find a tent full of injured people, mostly because you hear them, people in pain.
Yeah, that makes sense. I will
And
literally
it's where you
just...
see a lot of injured people being taken.
Literally just go over and be like, can someone help my friend, please?
Right, so, quickly, Rose. An elven male comes up, runs up and grabs, well, he goes, of course, and lies her down on the cot. He checks her pulse. Oh, no pulse, shit. Doctor! Calling out, running over, you see a female half-orc. She has got various different tools and medical tools, like on her belt, on her chest, hanging up in different places. She runs over. She looks down at Ali, who is just battered. As she looks down, it's like,
She's not been dead long. You can do something, right? I think she has a diamond on her or something. You can help her, right?
I can try. Do you have this diamond? I don't have anything on me.
I can't remember. I can't remember if Ali actually had a diamond or not. I just vaguely felt like it was a thing.
Let me double check.
Yeah.
Double check.
And I will not be happy about it, but I will run in her bag so I could find anything like that.
I don't think she has a diamond.
I couldn't loot her.
I'm probably thinking of the complete wrong thing, but I just in case.
No, she has the scrying focus crystal ball.
I'm going to need.
So the closest thing you find is the crystal ball.
Yeah, I'll say
you pick
shit.
It out and you're like, shit. And the woman looks at it and sees it and goes, I can actually use that. If there's nothing better. It's not ideal, but I can try.
Yes, go, take it. And she'll pass it to her.
So what this woman does, she grabs a crystal ball, and she draws, she gets out a paintbrush with some sort of paint on it, and she draws this paint around Ali's forehead. And as she draws the paint starts to glow with a white divine light. And as she's drawing, you can hear her muttering some sort of prayer.
Come on.
This prayer is in Orcish. Unless you understand Orcish, you can't understand the prayer.
No, it's written down, so nope.
She's frantically drawing this prayer. And as she does so, you see that as she's drawing these symbols on Ali's forehead, the same symbols start to appear in locations on the crystal ball. She goes, and she's drawing, she finishes muttering her prayer, and the crystal ball explodes into shards, which then all start encasing Ali's body. At this point, she starts a different sort of prayer. It's more of a chant. She starts chanting to herself, and it's almost quite a rhythmical, quite tribal chant. As she's doing it, you see divine light, and Ali's body starts not floating up, but her chest starts to lift up a little bit. And the light, the white, pale white divine light on the forehead starts to encompass her entire body. And just as the light peaks to a crescendo,
Come on, Ali.
it fades to nothing. The half-orc woman.
Did it work? I'm going to try and take Ali's pulse.
I am sorry. I'm sorry. Her soul. It didn't want to come back.
What do you mean didn't want to come back? What?
From what I could tell, she seemed happy. She seemed peaceful. She didn't want to leave that. I can't bring someone back from the dead unless they're willing.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for trying.
Um,
I have a friend who needs healing. He's gone to see Quincy. Is there any chance you could send someone to him?
of course. Go. And she gestures to the male elf who is still standing there.
Thanks.
Take some healing balms. Follow this lady. Take it. He'll heal your friend. He'll see to your friend. I'm sorry, but there are so many others I need to see to right
thank
now.
you. Thank you anyway. Thank you for trying.
And she runs off to try and help her next patient. Eli.
Mhm.
Just as you said, is there someone who can heal? Quincy looks back. Yes, we have healers. We've taken the best healers we can. They've all left the temples and come here to help us out. They'll do the best they can. Death. Ooh. We can try, son. I can't promise anything though. You see Kima's face. It does go pale white. Ali's dead. What do you mean Ali's dead?
Our friend,
She runs off.
white hair.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm sorry. I thought
No,
you meant.
not your one.
I thought you meant. Oh, thank God. Not thank God, obviously, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So quickly, Seb, Victor, carrying Kevin's body. You guys run over to the brook, and you see there are 4 temples in this area at the moment. There are other places of worship in this area, but there are 4 big temples.
Any of them symbols I recognise?
Roll a religion check for me, please.
Well, that's going to go fun.
See how religious Victor is. See how well he knows his bond. So it's not a high DC. You know most of these. You recognise there's a simple symbol to Bahamut. You recognise there is one temple which is a symbol to Ayun. There is a temple to Ayun here. There is a temple to the Dawn Father, Pelo.
Yep.
And you recognise the third one, but not because you've seen a temple. Oh, I guess there is a temple now in. Yeah, you recognise the fourth one even, sorry, and it is to Serenway, the Everlight.
Yeah. So I'll go to Pelor first.
Sure. Go inside, and it is empty. Pelor's temple at the moment. Looking around, you do eventually see a female dwarf just lighting some candles to an altar to Pelor. She hears your presence, turning around. Can I help you, child?
We've been in the combat at the front line. Our colleague here, Vendy's, he's being killed, but there's something else.
Something else?
It was like he got possessed first.
I'm afraid all our best healers and clerics are currently at the keep, at the emergency medical center they've set up there. I know Seven Rays Temple, their clerics stay behind to set up a secondary medical station in the temple for Seven Ray. Try there, Charles.
Thank
I'm
you
so
so
sorry
much.
to hear that. Go.
I will. Victor will reach into his pocket. He'll pull out a gold coin and put it in like a tithing offering as he leaves.
Sure.
And then, well, assuming Seb's still with him,
Yeah,
they'll make their way over to.
Seven Ray.
Yeah.
So you walk into the Temple of Seven Ray, and indeed you see this temple is the complete opposite of what Pelor's currently looks like. Whilst Pelor's looks very empty and unused currently, you see this temple is full of cots and people running around wearing medical clothes, using kits that look medical tools as well. You see some people with symbols of clerics. It's quite busy at the moment. There are various injured and dying people, and various people crying over some of their loved ones. Others are healers, or clerics, or just priests to Seven Ray.
Like I said, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Can I? I turn to Seb. Which one do you think is in charge?
He's just kind of like standing there, and you can see he's not really in the room, so he probably didn't hear it. He's probably just he looks like he's 1,000 miles away. Like,
right.
So-
When if there's one thing.
So
But
at this point, running up to you, you see a male gnome. Running up. Hi, can I help? Oh Lord, looking at the arrow cabin. Oh God. Quickly, follow me. As he starts rushing over to an area of the temple.
Yeah, I carry Kevin over.
So he takes you over to a secluded area of the temple where there seems to be quite a few more critical cases. He gestures to a cot, gestures for you to lie Kevin down. And says, I'll return with the cleric, just give me a second.
Okay.
As he runs off, about 30 seconds or so goes by.
in that time, I think
Yep.
Seb would turn to Victor and say, "If he can't be brought back, Victor, he needs to stay dead."
You didn't want to come in the first place.
He didn't.
I wasn't exactly close to him, but I was one of the people that kept saying, "We've signed the contract. We've got to go. We've got to do this." He's in this state partly because of me.
If he comes back, he's just going to be a puppet.
That's why I wanted to talk to the clerics first.
So at this point,
Has Kevin got like any jewelry on him, Pratch?
Yeah. He will have 2 rings on. One of them will obviously be a signet ring.
Would I recognise the signet ring as like a noble thing? Obviously, he told me that he'd been brought up by a noble family.
He's travelled quite far away from home, so I don't know whether you'd recognise the.
He would have recognised it.
Not recognise the family, but recognise it to be a.
No, to you, it's just a fancy ring.
Okay.
There is also a ring that looks like it's got a small glass eye attached to it.
What color is the glass eye?
It's got a blue iris.
I'll probably
actually
take it. I'll probably
noticed
take that off his
the-
finger.
It's actually a green eye.
I'll take that off
Is
of
it
his finger.
green? Okay.
Don't get me wrong, it was blue. No one else would notice this. I'm just letting you know, so that I'm saying that just for your sake, that it's currently green.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take the signet ring and the other ring off his finger, and I will hand the signet ring to Victor, and I'll say, just we need to make sure he's buried properly.
At this point, another male gnome runs over. He is wearing he's wearing some armor. This person, he's wearing half plate or quarter plate for the stature. He's very burpy today. Anyway, he's wearing quarter plate. Has the stereotypical cleric mace. So he runs over. Oh Lord. Oh God. Peter, remove the arrows quickly. And the first male gnome runs to remove the arrows from Kevin's body and starts cleaning up the blood.
Right. Sorry, I don't know your name. What should I call you?
I'm Frederick.
Pardon?
Frederick.
Frederick. That's my
Frederick.
brother's name. Frederick. There's something you need to know. Pardon?
Frederick.
Oh, Frederick. Sorry.
Hardly the time.
Yes, pedantic. But prior to his death, something came over him. It was like he was being controlled by an entity.
Oh, that's good.
Frederick
Dare I ask, a good entity by any
It's-
chance?
if you can't bring him back, is there a chance you
Yes.
can ward his body, stop anything from going back into him?
I can try. Never dealt with possession before. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there any way you can stop it so that anything can get into him, even in his undead state?
I can stop him from being raised to undeath. If that helps.
That will do.
Oof. As he starts looking around the body. Oh God. Okay. He starts running around gathering stuff. You see, he collects quite a few gems. And he starts drawing underneath the cot. Starts with some chalk out of one of his pockets, drawing symbols. Which you recognise some of them that seem to be symbols of Sarenrae or symbols of the religion of the Everbright, the Everlight. And in each center, at the center of each symbol, he places a crystal. Just a small one, but many of them. And then he also placed the crystal over all of Kevin's wounds. He placed the crystal over Kevin's heart. And he places a crystal over Kevin's stomach as well. He then sits down, he starts a prayer to Sarenrae. As he's muttering his prayer, each of these crystals starts to glow with a white divine light. A light that feels somehow warm, comforting and consoling. A light that feels loving and caring. And this light starts to, on each of the symbols, this light heals the crystals over his wounds. The light heals the wounds, and they shut as though they were never there. The light on his stomach, it starts to come out into different symbols, and those symbols over his stomach match in position, scale down, the symbols drawn around the cot. The light from the crystals and the symbols around the cot starts to come out and cover up those lines, and soon the symbols themselves are just a glowing, warm, radiant light. And he's praying. However, mid-prayer, you hear a nine, and all the light flashes bright green, dark, engulfing green. The crystals explode. I'd like everyone to make a Kevin, Victor, and Seb to make me a quick dex saving throw.
Is it a magical effect?
It.
I'm assuming. Did you say it is or it isn't?
It's technically. I'd say no, in that yes, it's a magical effect causing an explosion, but it's a completely mundane explosion of mundane crystals.
Because I get advantage on saves against magical shit.
I'd say in this case, no.
Alright. Dexterity, yeah?
Yeah. Dex save, please. So both of you succeed, taking only...
I take no damage.
No damage for Seb. Kevin, you only take 1/2 to 1. So I'm just going to say no damage because it's only fair that you succeeded for a reason.
Do you mean Victor?
I meant Victor, not Kevin. I'm sorry.
Okay, right. I thought there was some fuckery
The two
going on.
gnomes as well are showered and you see bits of crystal sticking out with their arms where they went to block their faces, but it seemed alright. It didn't do a lot of damage. It's just the crystals exploded, and it's like having shards of glass just explode near you. Kevin's body is engulfed in green flames, and when the flames are gone, the body is too. No ashes, no trace of even burning, nothing. The gnomes, sorry, get back up. Both of them with pale faces of horror. I don't know. What's that?
Nothing good.
And the goblin cleric goes, give me a second. And he starts quickly drawing out another spell.
Goblin or gnome?
Gnome, I'm sorry. I'm
Sorry,
having
yeah.
a very bad brain day.
I fucking freaked out for a second there. I was like, my god.
It's a half-breed.
No,
It's a gnomeling.
I was like, fucking kill
It's
it.
a gnomeling.
Kill it with fire.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Sorry, this gnome, he starts drawing out quick little symbols. And the spell's conclusion, it expands and wraps around the area. Kind of like a radar ping. Anyways, I was on the bright side. That wasn't a god. And I think I've just figured out what it is that's leading that army. On the bad news side, that was definitely necromantic energies. That was definitely necromancy of some kind.
Please stop talking.
I'm sorry.
Seb's gonna walk out.
Oh.
So Victor's gonna take a minute, take out a gold coin from his ever depleting gold pouch, and leave it as a tithe offering, and offer his thanks before walking out himself.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You didn't help. I'm sorry.
But it's not on you. Thank you for all you've done. Then he'd walk away.
Well, as you walk away, again, the gnomes scurry off because there are so many injured people right now.
Pav, sorry, I've just messaged you something that I've just remembered.
Oh, what? Which one?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys, just a bit of retconning. As you took the rings off, you would have also noticed eyes tattooed onto both of Kevin's palms.
Hmm.
I didn't
Hmm.
say anything back.
So, Seb and Victor, where do you guys go to?
I find the
Uh,
first thing that I can kick. That's not Seb. It's
That's
the
cool.
typical walk out angry kick a bin moment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Where the fuck do I remember them saying that I was going? That they were going. Sorry.
The keep. You know they were going to the keep.
I will. I'll just fucking yeah. I'll just power walk my way there.
Back to the keep. What's everyone doing at the keep? So I know that Rose is staying by Ali's body.
I've just been messaging with Stuart that Rose found the note that's in Ali's pocket.
Yeah.
The
She's
letter that she keeps.
Yeah,
just,
you'd have found
just
that
reading
yesterday.
that. Just reading it now. He
Bax
sent
will
it
be
to me.
close to Rose, kind of nervously pacing a bit. Looking very concerned about Rose and obviously Ali being dead.
Do you want me to write another piece?
Yeah.
Eli, Quincy has definitely recommended you go to the healing tent as well. So, lads, you look. If you need some healing, trust me. But
I do want to talk to you and maybe Kima later. Lots and
Right.
lots.
go get your wounds seen to. Rest, and we will talk. I'll be over myself soon. I'm sure
Okay.
Kima can come as well. Help over there could really be used. Kima's, yeah, I could definitely spread some Bohemian love down there. Oh my god. So Eli heads over to the healing tent.
Yeah.
Fi, what are you doing at the moment?
He'd be probably standing outside the temple because he doesn't really have much of a thing with gods of any kind. Just keeping watch.
Did you go with Victor and Seb then?
Yeah, he would have gone. Yeah, probably with Victor and Seb. No, he probably wouldn't have actually because Dean remembers Seb was not keen on him. And now,
So,
and remembering, of course, Seb has an issue with humans and now human.
yeah.
He would probably
So
be standing
you're-
outside the other building, just
Okay.
keeping an eye out.
Victor, what are you doing?
I'm basically just pissed off, having a little angry at the world moment. Obviously, Victor tried and failed a couple of times to pull him back, so he's still. It was like he's still upset with himself and the fact that if he couldn't do that, so the shots were fired, and he doesn't want to necessarily go back and see the person that just put arrows through his, still new companion's head, his companion's
Fair
head.
enough.
So he's probably just chilling around the temples. They're basically going door to door in the different temples for now. Just literally staring inside, moving on like a minute or two later.
So apart from Serenway's temple, the rest are really quiet. You figured all the priests and all the clerics and any potential paladins as well are all elsewhere at the moment, dealing with the current threat to the city, or at least trying to help in whatever way they can. So Seb, you eventually make your way back to the keep, and you would see Fi standing outside the healer's tent, looking almost like he's awkwardly keeping watch. But yeah, do you want to go inside the tent? Yeah,
Wait, see who? Sorry.
Fi.
Bye.
But die as a human. Yeah, you figure this medical tent is where everyone else would be with Ali.
Alright, in that case, I will wait outside with Fi. He's not going to say anything to him or anything like that. He's just going to fucking probably pop down and just have a mini breakdown outside of the tent. So it's all good.
So after a while, everyone standing in silence, sitting in silence, having a breakdown. Those at the medical tent, you see Quincy, but Seb, you first, and Fi, you first, although you don't really recognise either of Fi. You see Quincy and Kima wandering over to the medical tent. Seb, you recognise Kima looks like she has got a couple of scratches, but otherwise she's completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
She seems exhausted, sweaty as fuck, physically okay. Quincy, you see those bags under his eyes. He's clearly very stressed, very tired. As they walk past, Seb, please, I need to talk to you in the group. Please, follow me inside. Do you
Sure.
follow? Fine, do you follow them in as well?
Slowly follow him in, yeah.
Yeah, he'll come in after Seb.
So the rest of you guys, you notice Seb, by Kima, and Quincy walking in, wandering straight over towards you. Kima takes a look around, and on her way over, she's stopping at various different cots and using whatever magic she has left to her to heal. But after 3-4 people, she's got nothing left. She's used up everything she has and can no longer heal anyone. And so she comes over to join you guys. As Quincy looks up and goes, "Oh well, I don't get why they attacked. I just can't figure out why they attacked. And then why they stopped. They attacked us before the troops even arrived, and then when the troops did arrive, they stopped, and I don't know why." He seems very stressed out, as though leading the defense of the city is really taking a toll on him. So let's round to you guys. We think their goal was to distract us and then take the south gate by incapacitating any defense around there. If you guys hadn't been there, it would have been a slaughter. But still, they wouldn't have taken the city. They would have just been able to kill a lot of us before we tracked down those that got in. I don't know why they did it. Kima turns around and goes, "They were just testing us. This wasn't even the actual attack. This was just a test to see how we would respond." Oh, God. Quincy's then going to look around at all of you guys and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Are we all here? Are we all in the same place at this point?
Yeah, you can all hear this.
Except
You're all
for
in the
Victor.
same place. Except Victor. I'm so sorry for your loss. We didn't know. We weren't prepared. What the hell was 1,000 of them? And just as 9,000 reinforcements arrived, they stopped the fucking attack. You can see he is taking every single death that occurred today as his fault. He's taking a lot of responsibility for this, and it is taking a toll on him.
Eli's gonna give him a hug.
As you hug him, he's gonna look out. He notices how injured and wounded you are, really, like properly. Before he thought it was just bruises and cuts, but now he sees the extent of damage. And he does. Doctor, nurse, someone, anyone, come over here. And the person comes over. And please heal this man's wounds. We need him to top strength if they attack again. And before you can even voice any reaction of any kind, you feel warm bathing light soothe over you, and it's going to be a for level 1 of them.
Would we be
Yes.
considered to take a short rest by now?
It's only been about 10 minutes, I'm afraid.
Fuck.
Rose is going to
Alright.
look up at Seb and Kevin.
Gone.
Of course. They said Ali didn't want to come back, and she's happy.
Hmm. I see.
So Bex is gonna put her hand on Rose's shoulder and just say, "I'm sorry."
Rose is going to go outside. I need some air.
Quincy's going to turn to the rest of the group and just... I know it's hollow news, but we captured one of them. I figured you guys would want to be there for the questioning, for the interrogation. We need to know more about our enemy, about what we face.
Who was it that you captured? Or what was it?
Some goblin chieftain. He seemed to be... He seemed to have enough... He seemed to be in charge enough that the trolls were even listening to him during the fight. Akima goes, that's true. I'm the one that captured him. He seemed to be the one commanding the trolls who were attacking the segment of the wall I was defending. God, it was a bloodbath, but I was able to incapacitate him and keep him alive. I thought, maybe if we could just question him, find out something.
I speak Goblin if that's of any use. Someone with the same tongue.
The trick is going to be getting the goblin to speak. From all reports, he's stayed silent, sitting in a cell. But I guess he hasn't seen you guys angry yet.
Let me talk to him.
Sure. Quincy, do the rest of you want to be there, or just you? Honestly, as long as you keep him alive enough to say what he has, to give us as much information as he can before you fucking kill him, I don't care who else is there.
Is he in irons?
He's chained up. His hands are chained from the ceiling, and his feet are chained from the floor.
Excellent.
Do you handle that? Seb?
Do you need any tools to help you?
No.
Then I'll lead the way. And Quincy starts walking out of the tent.
He does not acknowledge. He doesn't acknowledge Bax at all. He's pulled his hat
I didn't hear back speak.
pretty low.
What was that? Sorry.
She was just asking Deb if he wanted a hand.
Yeah, he doesn't look at her. He
Quincy
just pulls
said
his.
that
He's still got his little mask up, and he's pulled his hat a bit lower.
Quincy said that you're all welcome. So any of you who want to follow out the tent can. Any of you who want to stay can.
Bax will follow, but she'll follow behind a bit. She's not going to try and...
So for those of you that are following, Rose, you see them leaving the tent if you want to follow as well. You're taken through the keep and down into the dungeon. The dungeons are currently empty, as Quincy's explaining on the way down that any prisoners they had, they offered the chance for freedom in exchange for military service to defend the city. So currently the only prisoner they have is this one lone goblin. As you guys follow Quincy, he takes you to the furthest cell in a dungeon. You're leaning in. It's very similar to a modern jail in that it's iron bars with an iron bar door. However, the rest of it is 3 stone walls, a stone ceiling, and a stone floor. There is no window. And on the back of the wall, you see, hovering about 2 feet off the floor, held up by chains on his wrist, and held tight, his body held stretched out by the chains on his ankles, a grinning green goblin.
Give me a moment.
Rose is going to stay behind with Eli. Talk to Eli for a bit.
Sure. So, to quickly do this bit,
Mhm.
the door is open for you, Seb, and you are allowed in.
Are they going to let me close it behind me, or is it a case of it has to stay open?
If you close it behind you, you can close it behind you. It's up to you.
I will do that.
She will try one last time to be like, do you want me to go in there with you?
As he goes to close the door, I'll say he doesn't really acknowledge what you're saying, but he'll leave it ajar instead of closing it all the way.
Okay, now that's
So-
something that would just confuse me as Elaine. I'm like, do you want me to go in? Do you want me to just stand here and listen?
He's basically saying it's entirely up to you.
Fucking hell.
He's leaving you the choice.
Cool.
God.
Then she'll go in and close the door because that's what he was
Sure.
going to do.
As you close the door, this goblin looks like... Hello.
Creepy shit.
I'm going to pull out the planner bolt, planner key,
Sure.
and I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, do you know what this is?
No.
Would you like me to tell you?
He leans forward as much as he can, and he just goes, I don't really care.
Oh, good, I'll tell you then. Have you ever heard of something called the Chained Oblivion?
Is it me? Am I
No.
the chained oblivion?
No, it's a bit worse than you.
Oh, there is nothing worse than us.
Oh, I promise you, my little green shit. There really is.
And he just starts laughing again.
There's also another fun fact about me. It's really great. Which is with this key, and that's what it is, by the way, it's a key. In my presence, I can almost literally end the world. Right here, right now. No more goblins. No more me. No more anyone.
I do not understand your point.
My
Human.
point is that I don't need to kill you. I don't need to torture you. I can let the big man do that. Unless you tell me what I want to know.
Ask away. I shall answer honestly. It doesn't. You're all dead anyway.
I'll put the planner key away. Why did you attack the city?
It is a first major defense in our campaign to take the Tadore.
Who
Lord
ordered it?
spoken. Our Lord,
And your lord is?
dead God, he who stole the knowledge from your kind.
Does this motherfucker have a name?
Ishara, he who unites us, he who has beaten death itself.
Just like for Wales. I don't believe him, but he'll
He
Can I
leads
start?
this,
pacing back and forth, listening to him.
and with his leadership we shall take back what once belonged to us.
Where did he come
Shall
from?
wipe your scum from the continent.
Yeah. We all know that's gonna happen.
We
Where?
shall eat your children, and we shall what make your what?
Where did he come from?
He came from. He came death. He
Death.
came from goblin. Run, human man. Run, run, run.
How fucked up does this guy look, by the way? Does he look like I could
Oh,
hit
bloody
him?
as fuck.
Oh
He's got a
man.
black eye. He's got some dried up cut. Like his wounds are all dried up and closed. He's got a massive bruise on his head, which you assume how Kima knocked him out. And he's got big black eye. But mechanically speaking, he's got hit points to lose.
I will. I mean, is there a table in this cell, or no? Is there no table?
No table.
All right. Is there a place I can hang my hat?
Yeah, there's no, actually no. Sorry, no, there isn't.
No? Cool. I'll just put it on the fucking floor then. I'm gonna take my hat off and I'm gonna pull down the mask.
Human man has scales. Human man is mutant.
And I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna. Seb's like jaw starts to pop, and it starts to like elongate slightly, like it's unhinging. And I'm gonna cast poison spray on him.
Okay. Let me just check something. So
Does
I'm
poison
expecting
spray
this.
obscure the vision briefly when it's happening?
Yeah. Well, of the creature.
It says a
I'd say-
puff, so I don't really think it does.
I think like a split second, like a split.
Yeah, I
second
guess
worth
so.
of- yeah.
Whatever you want to say, yeah, sure.
Let me just check something.
It's a constitution.
Con save. Okay. So this goblin is plus. Right. We're not efficiently con saves. So +2. Rolled a 3, 5 total.
Alright, so that's a fail. He's gonna take. I will roll the damage.
Dog.
He may die from this. I don't know. 19.
See, this goblin he goes from laughing to coughing.
Can I say while this goblin's coughing, Vi will manifest an echo in front of the goblin as well.
So
he just sees it. So the echo is just a black shadowy figure that is holding that seems to have a black shadowy greatsword in it.
Sure. Comes up as coughing fit, backs laughing for a second, then realizes there's some blackness. What trickery is this? He's like almost inspecting it with his eyes, looking around. Okay. You have
Just
magic. we've never
files
seen.
say from the outside of the cell. No trickery, no magic, merely a tool for my friend here to use as he wishes, so he doesn't need to dirty his own hands with your disgusting filth.
Do what you will. He did not survive this capture. I do not care to survive this capture. For my leader, my God shall bring life back to me, for I am his loyal servant.
I assure you the sword the apparition carries is quite sharp and perfectly capable of severing toes.
Sever my toes, human. Sever my hands, human. Sever my head, human. It does not matter. When the city is taken back, when the city is overrun, and your kind are gone, shall again. All thanks to the grace of my leader. You see, my God is not like your gods, human. Your gods are you today. My God rides to war with us.
Your god is the same as any god, an idle piece of shit, favoring itself for something more powerful than it is.
It took from ancient place things of such great power. Took from that sting room. It read
Mortal
that
men have
tome.
mortal men have killed gods before. They can do it many a time over. Gods are nothing more than a glorified punching bag, waiting for death.
You do not see, human. My God will be killed, and my God can come back to life. Death is not the barrier for him as it is for you and I.
Pav,
Yep.
do I know
Sorry, my
that
voice
if
is croaking a bit.
that's all right? If I use the planner key,
Yep.
what is the interval between it opening and closing? So how quickly could I open and close it?
You don't know, mate. You've never tried.
Is there any way
You
I can
don't
make
really
an
know how to
approximation?
use it. So based on your time seeing the when you've seen like
Because I've watched a dude put it in the
right?
ground before.
Yeah. It seemed the dude putting it in the ground, he had to cast a ritual which took about a minute. And then it kind of came out and within 30 seconds had come back in on itself.
Hmm.
Not being an arcanely gifted person, you're not too sure on the ritual. However, what you saw was him stab it into someone to open it.
Question, Pav.
Yep.
Given the fact that my echoes are a physical manifestation of an unrealized reality,
Yep.
and they do have hit points,
Yerp.
would that suffice as a sacrifice?
Something that hasn't been tried. So it's something to which you don't know the result.
Okay.
In other words, it's fancy speak for you don't know.
Back to the fancy talk.
You can hear the goblin now going on. He took that tome of secrets from your secret. Stole his home, he took his spells, and now he'll do what he can. He'll rid this world of all your filth, and he'll give it back to us. Your Vecna could not be stopped by him.
I'm sorry, who?
The Tom, the man whose tomb he raided, the man whose power he took, the man whose experiment chambers He got all his power.
Is Kima with
I'm
us, by the
working
way?
off this wizard.
Is
Pardon?
Kima or Quincy with us or anyone like that?
Kima is with you. Her face is gone fucking pale right now. She recognizes the word.
Yeah.
And you see she's actually walking into the jail cell.
When she starts
she's
walking in, I'm gonna pull my mask back up, pick up my hat, put it back on, and go. I'm done. I'll just walk out.
So you walk out, and she walks in, and she looks at you. Move that spectre, please.
It'll step aside.
What the fuck name did you just say? Vecna. I do not know him. Is he famous amongst your human, amongst your dwarf, amongst your halfling and elf? Doesn't matter. God took his magic, took his tome, took his experiment chamber, did his experiments, and has risen like him. And instead of asking it any questions, or instead of saying anything else, Kima just starts stepping back. Oh, fuck. God, so Bahamut save me. And she leaves the dungeon. She walks out.
Would Fi know of?
I recognizes the name.
Yeah.
It is a story that is told in a story that's been told quite a bit where you're from, of how
Thought as much.
a demi-lich known as Vecna found a way of ascension and was only stopped by Vox Machina, the famous adventurer.
Thought so.
It is rumored that the mountain that he moved still stands where he died. The goblin's just laughing again.
Is there any guard or anyone down there that would be?
Quincy, Kima, you, Bax, and Seb. Well, Kima's walked out.
Fi will just say, is there any reason to keep this thing alive?
No.
Quincy speaks up. He's told us everything I think he knows.
Fi will turn and walk away and have his echo just slowly press the tip of the blade into the goblin's chest and just push.
Yeah. God, that hurt my throat. Yeah, the goblin lets out a last breath and just goes limp as
I
your
would
echo
dismiss the
pushes
echo.
goblin's chest. The echo is dismissed, and there's just a gaping hole where the sword was in the goblin. It looks much bigger, especially considering the scale of a great sword compared to the size of a goblin. Blood just trickling out, but yeah, goblin is dead.
I'm gonna leave this place.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bax to just leave.
Cool. So whilst you guys leave the dungeons, I'm gonna go to Eli and Rose. What are you two doing?
But he's just kind of sat there, kind of 1,000-yard stare going on.
They couldn't bring Annie back. But it was because she didn't want to come back. She's happy wherever she is. Apparently. Guessing he's just looking off into wherever.
Well, anywhere other than hell would be preferable to this. And it's like as soon as she started talking to him, he just looked at her.
Yeah.
It's been one of those days.
From all those fucking weeks, months. I don't even know anymore. Why does this keep happening to us?
I don't know. I kind of feel like everything's my fault right now.
You didn't know it was going to happen.
No, I didn't. But I was the one who basically signed us up to come here. I was the one that made Seb stay with me and Colin back all those days ago. I'm the one who fucked everything up with your father. It's all my fault. Everything that's happened is on me.
That's not how it works, and you know it.
But if I hadn't been there, none of this would have happened. None of, you know, we wouldn't be mourning the death of Ali. None of us would be here in the first place.
Where would we be instead?
I don't know, just here.
Ali would still be prisoner or dead somewhere else. I'd probably be back in hell by now. Seb could be wherever his father is and in as much trouble as he is. Where would you be?
I'm not probably dead. Would have gotten myself killed at some point.
But you're not now. Nor is Seb. I know it's not much. But if we can't remember, if we can't be, we need to be thankful for what we have, or I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Suppose you're right. It's just difficult.
I know.
You know, 10 years in hell, and then this, it's a lot for 6 hours.
I know, we haven't even had a chance to talk about that.
I mean, now that is entirely on me. It's my fault for being a stubborn piece of shit.
Hey, I like that you're stubborn.
Well, someone certainly doesn't.
He never did like any kind of defiance. What happened?
Well, he took hell. You know, tried to do the whole intimidating of father routine. He's quite good at it. In fairness, you know, being a devil.
Had a lot of practice.
Why, thank
Yeah.
you. I do try. And looking up in front of you, I'm not joking. Looking up
Are
in
you
front
serious?
of you, yep. You see
Ah!
Oh, for fuck's sake, Bev!
what looks to be a human version of your dad. His skin is still blue. Eli, the defender,
Really?
daughter. I have witnessed the conflict that you just were part of. It is not easy for a devil to apologize. I'm sure it's something only a few get to hear, and even then only once in their lifetime. Eli, You just let yourself die. Had it not been for your friend, you would have died. Your soul would have been mine. And considering how we last met, I'm sure you had ideas as to what I would do with it.
Yeah.
Eli, the defender, you passed your test. But you hurt my girl. I will hurt you so much.
Promise I will, to the best of my capabilities, will not let any harm fall.
And you have proven that today. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to know that she's safe. Father.
Of course she's safe. I love her.
Yes.
It's not the question. Without powers, I would still run in front of her if she was being stabbed.
I have but one last request of you, Eli.
She's gonna hold his hand.
Don't use powers in the bedroom. It means I have a weird connection to it that really makes everyone involved uncomfortable.
I can definitely promise you that.
Good God.
Daughter, let me take you home. Get you away from this danger.
I can't, my friends are here.
Fine.
Thank you, though.
In which case I will find a way to help.
That would be... Thank you.
He's gone. With that, he is gone. Having finally gathered the courage to apologize to a mere mortal.
Yeah,
Or at least for him, that was an apology.
No, I mean, I think it was the best I was going to get.
Rose is just gonna cry for a little bit, because fucking hell.
Yeah, he's just shit. Eli's just shaking.
So it's about this point that everyone else leaves the dungeon. It's out to find you two. Rose crying. Eli stunned silence. Quincy looks at you.
Who's you?
All of you. All
All
of
right.
you, please. Please, go get yourself some sleep. Get yourself some rest of some kind. I fear that we are not yet safe. I want you all to stay alive. Do
While
that.
he's saying this, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna give Rose a hug.
She's gonna hug him so fucking hard.
While we're hitting on this hug. 3-way scale boy hug. Tap it in.
I better be in fucking character. Just happy Sebsai.
Kima is walking off to go and herself a bit of kip to try and gain her strength back. And Quincy, I apologise, I must go back to the war room and try and keep on top of the situation. You know where to find me.
You go. Doing good work.
And he walks off too.
Fire turn to the group and just look across them all. I wish that I had returned to this little group of yours on better circumstances than this.
Just kind of look at him and like his eyes. His eyes are the same, aren't they, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, it basically everything that was.
Yeah.
Anything. Basically, the only
not half
difference is he's not half horse.
Yeah.
Torso up, he's the same.
Yeah. Fi?
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, haven't seen you in a... That's must have been that long, I guess.
I watched you get
It's a long
taken.
story.
I watched you get taken by fucking pirates.
We went on the ship to look for you and you weren't there.
I apologise.
What happened to you?
Do you remember when I first met you, all of you, and told you of the guild that had sent me?
Was this before or
Vividly.
after you sliced someone into oblivion? Sorry, not the time. It was after, I remember. I'm a little out of sorts, it's fine. Go.
Well, the guild was researching something for me in exchange for my work. As you may have noticed, I was not. This is how I was before coming across you. Not immediately before, but sometime before.
That actually seems to explain a lot, somehow.
My form as that monstrosity was a punishment from Lolth.
Do we have more gods to deal with now?
No, I do.
Well, if
Lolth
you're
is
here,
angry with me
then we're probably
and
going to.
will potentially be angry with me on the basis that her curse has been distorted.
You didn't like being a centaur?
Would you like to be one?
I would be okay, I guess.
Viewed as a monster in every town, unable to hide what you are?
I didn't think you were a monster.
How? But like, you could kick people in the face like so hard.
I can still do this.
But harder than you can now.
I'm glad you're back, and she's gonna give him a hug. She's a hugger now, it's weird.
Welcome to the real hell, Fi.
He'll put one arm sort of half lazily around her.
So you missed some things after you left, by the way.
I mean, I
Oh,
gathered as returning to Stillbend you had gone and the pirates had gone. I assume all of that went better than
Oh
planned.
no, it went fucking awfully. Like, just the worst.
Yep.
We met the guy in charge. He's a fucking asshole.
Yes,
He
I've
literally
met.
went to hell. Literally went to hell.
What was that fire you were gonna say you've met who?
I'm gonna say Bax would have told you about this.
Fired. Just sort of look at you. I assume you're referring to the guy in the white mask.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've met.
Turns out he's my half brother.
Of course he is. Is that wasn't complicated enough?
Mhm.
Okay. So your half brother now, are you the half that has the same ridiculous ability, or are you the half that doesn't?
I'm. Wait, he's my. I'm.
It's complicated.
Yeah. We share a mother, who was a half elf. My father's a devil. I don't know who his father was.
I'm sorry, a devil.
Archdevil. Yep.
And he's my boss.
And he's technically your boss. And he was here like 2 minutes ago.
Seb's like fucking pulled out a dagger. He was fucking weird.
It's
Oh.
fine. It's fine.
It's surprisingly okay now.
Okay. I think
Dealt.
I will not ask questions on this currently.
Press his X.
And
It's not important. It's not for you. It's fine. I'm glad to see you. I missed you.
well, I only wish it was under better circumstances.
Don't we all?
Good that you're here, though. Seriously.
Well, on my return to Stillbend to try and find all of you, I came across Bax, who seemingly was separated from you as well.
Should nod to Bax. It's good to see you too.
Good to see all of you. I'm sorry I left without saying goodbye. I figured I could be back before any of you left.
Did you try to come back through the tree?
No.
Good.
There was a situation with my mother and held up some of my time.
Where does it have backs to?
Oh, question, Max.
Yes.
So a few nights ago, we got like attacked by like assassins.
Assassins.
Did you get any of that?
No.
Oh, okay.
And she's like looking very concerned now.
It might just be a me and Seb thing. Then.
You and Seb thing? And she's like, her eyes dart to Seb.
He just shrugs.
You both okay?
I mean, mental scarring aside, yes.
Okay.
Speaking of, he'll look at Seb. I understand if my current state is less appealing or comfortable for you than previously. I know you weren't overly comfortable with the previous one.
It's fine.
Yeah, she'll Bax will look at Seb. I returned to Stillburn to get Wolfie and your lizard. Wolfie was waiting at the docks. Don't know where your lizard is, I'm sorry. I don't know whether he's still on that boat or not.
He just nods. He doesn't say anything.
So
Bax
what is the plan
nods
now?
solemnly.
I assume you all have a follow-up task to your current or your previous endeavors that took you to whatever the hell that was.
Honestly, I've got no fucking clue. How did the interrogation go? Should look to Seb.
Even monologue.
Seems about right. Any-
Threatened him with the end of the world. Didn't really buy it.
You what?
No, I just said I was going to end the world. That's all.
Okay.
Fuck
I mean,
me, Rose. I don't fucking know how I'd do that. All right.
You fucking
there are questions to be asked. However, I think the more pressing matter is the mention of an entity that has achieved or soon to achieve the same ascension as Vecna.
I beg your pardon.
As it were.
Fi just continued. Basically, this goblin mentioned that whatever he's following and whatever commands the loyalty of the armies that are gathered around this city follow the rule of an entity that has found the hoards of knowledge left by Vecna and has utilized them and adapted them to his own purposes.
We could not catch a break, can we?
No.
It would seem that you are all very much tangled up in something far larger than anyone would have thought. But my larger concern is what link this, if any, would have to another entity that my guild is very interested in stopping coming about.
What entity's that?
There's Dune.
Yeah, at the same time, Bax was like, there's King.
Of course it's linked. Of course, that's...
Well,
Fun.
everything that's going on here isn't necessarily linked to Tharizdun. However, it is another problem on top of all
So,
of that.
a god, s- someone with the knowledge of a god, and where the fuck is happening with my brother? And then,
I mean, I would hazard a
I don't mean it's linked. I
guess.
just mean it's a lot of shit.
I mean, I would hazard a guess that whatever is going on with your brother is probably ingrained in some sort of shit. The rest of it.
Everything seems to
I
at
would
this
really,
point.
really hope not.
I mean, at some point we'll have to talk more about this devil's daughter thing, but I don't think that's really the point
It's
right
really
now.
not a thing right now.
Nowhere near the point.
But conversation will need to be had at some point.
Of course, we've got the catching up to do. But
It seems that
Sniss,
you've all been through a hell of a lot in the space of the week that I've been absent.
Been
It
about a
seems like
week.
there has been a lot of things happen in the week I've been absent.
Oh, and we're nobles now.
I'm in Naples now.
Okay.
Apparently, we have a house.
Also, as I didn't say before, I'm sorry to hear of the loss of one of your group, or two of your group.
Two.
Bax
It's,
is just gonna like look at her own feet.
it was a lot. It still is a fucking lot. I mean, it's good that you guys are here, though.
Fortunately, the aid we had in getting here was able to get us here quick enough to help at least some of you, if not the entire group.
We are grateful. It's just yeah, it's
It's fine.
Bax is just gonna. She'll just look at everyone and say, I need to say goodbye to Ali. And she's going to walk into the tent. And she is going to take the bracelet off of her as well.
Seb was going to stand at the doorway of the tent while you do this, I think.
She'll turn back round and say, I've had enchantments put on these so that I knew where all of you were.
Right.
I don't know what exactly killed her, but and what is going on, but I'd hate for. I don't think she'd want anyway for a connection between any of us to be used.
Yeah, you're right.
Stupid question, I know, but are you okay?
I don't really know how to answer that question right now.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Better now I'm back with you guys. I'm sorry that I couldn't see Ali again, and I'm sorry about your other friend.
Mixed feelings on the other friend at the moment. That's a whole thing.
What do you mean? Okay.
Talk later, I guess.
Mhm. Well, sorry nonetheless. And she'll
Did you get my message?
who
I sent something to Stillben.
no.
Oh shit.
What did you send?
Tell you later.
Okay.
Not right now.
Should
Well,
have stand there really
well.
awkward.
All right. Yeah, he's just probably going to be like. I guess at this point, Seb's just going to go somewhere for a drink. I don't know if people are going to follow him.
Oh, totally.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
So, in which case, you guys leave the keep area, and literally, that building there is a cabin. Victoroni, you've just finished your praying in Bahamut's temple. You've had a moment of peace. There was no real response, but it was cathartic anyway. Are you sticking around the temple, or are you going to try and find the group?
Are there any like taverns near the temples?
Roll an investigation check for me.
Natural 20. There's one thing Victor can do, it's find a drink, apparently.
Your
just heard
thinking
it being
is to
paused
go back to the center of the town. And in the center of the town, you see there's this big building here. Not a tavern, but you notice it's got a label of the courthouse. There is the tavern here, labeled the Sphere in the center.
So, can I also recall whether or not the which gates were being attacked, or was it all three of them?
All three of them were reportedly under attack. The gate that you went to, the south gate, was the only one to have. So, from witness, I'm basing this all on that investigation checks. I'm assuming you're looking for these sorts of things at the same time. So you'd overhear witness reports essentially saying that something green was catapulted over into the southern gate. It didn't happen to the other two gates, but this gas is supposedly and reports are knocked out. Didn't kill, knocked out the troops, rendered them unconscious, asleep. You assume that the plan was to attack all three to get them troops spread out, and then to actually go and focus on the south gate. And had you guys not been there, then that might have worked.
Side note, I'm assuming I would have had a short rest by now.
Yeah, you've had a short rest by now.
Okay. Just gonna heal up quickly because you never fucking know. So I'm gonna make my way down towards the bar, and I'm going to turn to go towards this gate here, and I'm going to, whilst here, basically check in with the guard.
Sure,
Because
yeah,
Victor is not turning to drink for once.
You find some guards. There are quite a few outside the gates, like rebuilding any defenses they had. There are some still on the walls patrolling. There's some by the gates patrolling. But yeah, it's pretty easy to find a guard right now.
Yeah. Right. Right. So what news from up here then?
Sorry?
Right, hello. My name's Victor. Not the most charming person, I know. But what news from up here?
What do you mean? News?
Well, considering I almost just died at the south gate.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well, fuckers tried to attack this gate. We counted various goblins, some hobgoblins, and quite a few trolls, but only 2 or 3 went for the gate. The rest were trying to attack the walls. It appears they focused their trolls on trying to damage the actual outer walls themselves. We got engineers out there trying to repair any damage now. Lost about 30 men in the defense. Must have killed a good few hundred of them though.
Okay. You have my sympathies for your lost men, for what it's worth.
It's never easy losing a man.
No, it's not. I've just lost 2, which doesn't nearly count as much as yours, but it was a party of 7 of us, so.
Yes, it's not a comparison. Tragedy isn't a competition. One loss hurts just as much as 30, so I am sorry.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I go along the wall as I go to check the other gate? Unless there's anything you need here.
Unless you have permission from one of the generals or higher up in command, I cannot let anyone on the walls.
I mean, I was hired by both Quincy and Lady Allura Viceroy for this job.
Roll a persuasion check.
This is not going to go
because
well.
He doesn't know who you are,
That's fine.
or
I've got the paperwork, so I can pull out the paperwork.
if you put out the fucking paperwork, then he believes you.
Yeah, I'll pull out the fucking paperwork.
This is the fucking ennoble ceremony all over again.
Of course, sorry, sir. You have to apologise. We just don't want any civilian up there right now. It's very clean.
I fully understand. Don't worry.
Would you like an escort while you're up there, or what?
I'm fine for now. I'm assuming there are guards stationed along the wall anyway.
Yes, of course, sir. If anyone questions you, just show them this paperwork.
I will do.
Thank you for coming to help us defend our town.
It's no problem. Duty calls, I believe is the saying.
Yes. Well, after this is all over, Duty's going to call me to the whorehouse, and then Duty will call me to the bar.
I hand him a gold coin. There you go. Get a few drinks on me.
Very generous of you, sir. Thank you. But
no problem.
I vowed that I shall not touch another drop of alcohol until every goblin out there is dead.
Well then, you're going to be holding on to that gold coin for a long time.
I really fucking hope not.
You and me both. But realism doesn't always match the hope. If you do, I'm going to go check with the other gate. If you need anything, do you need me to take anything over there? Any messages, while I'm going?
No, we're fine, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Messages being sent back and forth, and we're now just working on our new orders. Getting the heebie-jeebies as those fuckers just stand there, defended and ready to attack, but not attacking.
Yeah, it was weird. About 100 feet out from the south wall, they just stood and waited. A few waves
About
attacked.
100 feet out from everywhere. The city is surrounded at this point. Must be at least 10,000 of the cunts.
Well, if we're to die, let us die doing our duty, protecting the innocent. And let's take as many of them with us as we can.
Aye, sir. I plan on going out how I came into this world. Kicking, screaming, and covered in blood.
Sounds divine. I hope to go out the same way I came in, between a woman's legs.
Jesus Christ.
There's some logics that you just can't argue with, I suppose.
Yeah, so he chuckles and goes back to his business and his orders.
I climb the wall and I'll make my way along, watching the outside, trying just to observe. I'm assuming, it's not really going to be much different. It's just going to be the horde surrounding us, sort of thing.
So yeah, what you see is it's creepy. It's kind of like has anyone seen Game of Thrones?
No.
Yeah.
So in any of the sections where the undead are just standing there.
Oh yeah, big
they're not
fun.
attacking, they're just watching. It's
Uh,
like that, except they're all living.
So, like Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep.
Yeah. Yep.
Love it.
They're all surrounded.
much better reference.
Some goblins are taunting and John are laughing. From on top of the walls, you can see that there's a couple of lines of goblins ready and armored, ready for battle. But behind them, there are campfires. Some are eating. You assume. Others are gathering materials, settling in. The army is standing there, ready to attack, but also half of them settling down. It's weird. It's a creepy sight.
I'm going to put my sword and whip obviously away, but I'm going to walk around with my bow out.
Sure.
As a just in case sort of thing. And I'm going to basically walk around and check with the other gate, see if there's anything they need doing.
Yeah, you go to the other gate. You find again, it's not too difficult to find the guard who seems to be in charge in this area. It's the one shouting orders at everyone else. You go up to him, and again, everything seems fine. The reports seem pretty much the same as the other gate. There were quite a few trolls, but most of them seem to be focused on damaging the walls themselves. Only a couple actually attacked the gates. Hobgoblins and goblins were also there, and for some reason, they all pulled back and set themselves up in this line. All
Yeah,
over, by the way, as you walk around, you see the fields are just dotted with dead goblins, hobgoblins, and trolls. The occasional human or elf or dwarf or halfling or gnome. I'm not going to list all the fucking races.
Yeah, it's littered in corpses.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to make my way back to the south gate, but carrying along the wall.
Sure.
Knowing it's where, I've seen a lot of damage get hit. I'm just going to try and help with reinforcing it. Get there, just offer my hand as someone that can help, basically.
Sure. So explaining who you are to the guard down there, she puts you to work, helping lift and helping set up the fences and barricades. You can see now they're doubling any defense. Like all the courtyards are now being filled with like pikes and blockades. There are some people outside starting to dig a proper trench in front of the walls. Some people are literally just fixing spikes and spears to the walls themselves. The gate is in the process of being rebuilt. And yeah, you're put to work lifting, carrying things, helping digging sometimes, helping fixing, helping putting up barricades. And I'd say that takes pretty much a few hours. So whilst you're doing that,
Victor is going to work until the point of exhaustion and being told he has to go get rest. He's going to push himself to that point.
So you are sent. You're told to go to this tavern over here. You're told it's where beds. You're told, based on the letter you read, you're told that tavern is probably where you've been given a bed for the night, paid for by the city. You'll get food and you'll get drink and you'll get sleep.
Okay.
But before you get there, the rest of you have just arrived to that tavern. You get in and it's filled mostly with high-ranking soldiers or guards. Once you get in there, you were told that you have beds ready for you each, free of charge. You have a meal waiting for you, and you're allowed to drink as much as you like.
Seb will still
Sorry, no,
give
you're not allowed to
them.
drink as much as you like. You are told that you have 2 free drinks. You're not allowed any more because currently,
It's
being
rationed.
under siege, things are getting rationed.
A wise choice with this group.
Yep. Seb is going to give them. He's going to give them 20 gold anyway.
Yep. You can do. They don't say no.
If they are humies, I will try and avoid looking at them so I don't fucking freak out.
It's mixed races. This place seems to have a very mixed race population. From humans, there's some tieflings, there's elves, half-elves, dwarves. Again, I'm not going to list them all, but it's got a variety of races. In this tavern, there are a couple of humans, but it's not the humans are the minority. It's that there are so many different types of races that it's not as though there are more humans than anything else.
Alright. Good to know. Go sit down then. Have a drink.
Well, yeah, you guys sit down, you drink. You're all a bit haunted by your day, I'm assuming.
And so definitely toasting to Ali and Kevin.
Cool. Unless there's anything you guys want to do or talk about, I'll say a few hours go by and Victor arrives.
The Riz want to do?
Sure. No, that's fine.
I just want to. Eli just wants to feel his forehead, see if that mark's still there.
It's gone. Completely gone.
Neat. That's
You
all.
appear to have won a devil's approval. Or earned
Oh.
a devil's approval.
What a fucking guy.
And you only had to nearly die.
I mean, he does that on a daily basis, mate. It's not really that.
And promised to stop boning his daughter with magic powers.
I mean, he just born it like normally. It's fine. She's got magic. It's all good.
I imagine that's also part of the problem, though. To be honest, because she's fucking.
I mean, the sorcery magic's fair game, I
Shame
assume.
that
But
Eli has to use magic.
she got you there.
Eli has to use performance enhancing spells.
Christ on a bike. He's not that old.
Well,
It's not tied to age, my friend.
Hey, it's not tied to age. It can hit anyone.
I guess.
You brought this upon yourself.
Yeah.
Dysfunction is an issue across Taldori.
So a good few hours go
Anyways.
by, and Victor eventually turns up at the pub. Fuck. Move on, Pav, move on. Victor walks into the tavern, and you guys are all...
Do we smell him before
Still
we see
there.
him?
You smell him before you see him.
Yay!
The smell of sweat and a hard day's work,
Fuck
as
yes.
well as the smell of tears and regrets.
Oh man,
And then in walks
why are you gonna make it sound like that?
Victor. Victor, as you walk in, they're sat fairly close to the door. They're not hard to miss if you want to go and join them. You don't have to.
I walk
Yeah.
straight up to the bar
Again, you were
and I
told the
ask for the
same
key
thing.
to my room.
You have a meal which you can either have here or in your room, and you are limited to 2 pints of ale a day due to the alcohol rations.
Victor,
I'll have it all taken to my room, please. And I'll get the key and I'll go straight to my room.
Okay.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Please do.
Always a good idea.
I'll go. I'll give it a couple of minutes, and then I'll go up,
Sure.
knock on his door.
You don't know which one's his door.
I will knock on doors until I find his door. You know what? I'll ask the people at the tavern,
That makes more sense.
which
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
They can
if I
tell you
have to, I'll
immediately
knock
which
on every
one's
fucking
one.
door. But it would make more sense to
No,
not.
they tell you which one is. I just wanted to see how you puzzle out that little challenge.
Not well ever.
So yeah, you know which one's his room. You can easily get up there now.
Yeah, cool. I will go and knock on his door.
Hello?
Victor, it's Rose.
Come on in.
I'll open the door and go in.
He's literally just sat on his bed, having just finished his food, basically. Well, waiting for his food, so it hasn't turned up yet, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't turned up yet.
You didn't feel like eating with the rest of us?
I don't really... Today's actions are making me think.
You want to talk about it?
First thing, how come it was only Seb and I that tried to actually stop Kevin? I thought he was a member of your party. I thought he was travelling with you.
It's a very good
Now, I
point.
understand you like Eli, you have feelings for him, and you wanted to protect him. I understand that.
I didn't
Well,
know.
You've used a spell you used twice on me. You could have even tried.
He wasn't close enough.
He walked past you. You could have tried it once.
I didn't know what he was doing. thought you'd better stop him. When I realised that you couldn't, it was too late.
And so you sit and eat with the person that put 2 arrows into the back of him. Now, I get that wasn't properly Kevin. I understand that. I'm not a fool when it comes to matters like this, which is why I took him to the temple. And were you told about what happened?
I know they didn't make it.
How his body was
couldn't bring him
engulfed in
back.
flame and summoned away.
Seb did not mention that. What happened?
I spoke with one of the priests of Serenray. They began a ritual to attempt to save him, during which a foul voice came through.
Same voice as before or different?
Exact
The
same
same
voice.
voice as before. And the gems used in an attempt to purify and save him shattered, damaging the clerics, almost damaging myself and Sebastian, or Seb, I don't know his full name. And a bright green flame erupting as the voice said, "This is mine," and stole his body and form away. And I will pull out the signet ring and I will throw it over to Rose.
Catch it. Or ring, sorry.
This ring has just got it's quite a fancy looking ring with an unrecognizable pattern. A pattern, not an unrecognizable, a pattern on it that you don't recognize from anywhere. But it looks very
Nowhere,
fancy.
even me. Wow.
Even you.
Jeez.
Well, it's more that it's not. It's not that
the family
it's
sign,
it's
basically.
mysterious as fuck. It's more that you didn't research everything,
No.
especially the individual noble houses of Cross Taldera.
Oh, okay, so it's probably like a noble suit. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with you now. Like, yeah, we have the Vansera rings in ours one. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously knowing where, obviously because what's called, Kevin and I had a heart to heart, both knowing that he's from a noble, and I would recognise it. I wouldn't recognise the house, but I would recognise it is a noble ring, just not where
It's
it's
a
from.
signet ring, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
makes
at least
sense.
you figure it's probably a signet ring.
Yeah.
It looks like one.
Okay. One sec.
And now you sit with.
Can I cast Detect Magic on this ring?
Sure.
I got the spell slots if we're going to sleep soon, so. Anything?
Nothing.
Cool. Sorry, carry on, Della.
And now you sit with the person that slayed them.
That's, she was part of our group before. She made a decision where the rest of us couldn't. I'm not okay with it, but she did more than I did. I panicked.
Now, I understand you are young, and
Gonna raise an eyebrow.
I understand you are young, and you have, from what I know, a rather devilish upbringing. So, having that lack of experience to make a call, fine, I accept that.
But
One of the worst words in the world. Eli is an older chap. Seb actually tried and helped, even if it was just once. The other broody chap Now, I understand the loss of Ali as well. I mean, I barely know your group, been with you a few days at most. I understand that. And coming into this where practical planning is something I have to do because it has been part of my job. And while I feel that you as an individual did ignore certain things that I said, which was tactically the best option and risked and gave us the highest chance of success.
Are you about to lecture me because I didn't hit you with a fireball?
I'm hardy, I can take it. That fireball might have rescued and saved Alabaster. In the very least, it could have weakened everyone enough for a finisher to happen. I know my uses. I'm not able to conjure fire. I am not able to heal. I am not able to scry, or hell, I'm not even able to sit and make people feel better most of the time because I'm just not a charming individual. I am covered in scars from monsters. I have learnt my lessons the hard way from a young age, just like I'm sure you have learnt your lessons at a young age yourself. There are times where you have to accept someone else has the expertise in an area you do not. And to be quite frank, I don't know.
No,
What?
you do. You're just not going to say it.
I mean, friend or not, I don't know how you can sit with someone that's just pure your ally. Old friend or not, I don't know how long you've known Kevin. I know you've known him longer than I have. I don't know how long you've known Alabaster. All I know is longer than you've known me. And it's not really my point. It's not really my place, sorry, to say. But whoever that person is, if that's the action they take and that's their first impression, I fear for myself and I fear for the rest of the group.
She has been through things with us that you will not understand. She has seen things. You are not allowed to judge her.
I can judge her on my first experience with her, and that was that. And I'm allowed to judge her on my experience with her, an individual. I do not know the past. I cannot use that to make a judgment. I can only judge on what I know. I'm fully entitled to make my own judgment.
Then that's on you. If you want to
Exactly.
sit up here alone and eat on your own, drink on your own, that's up to you. But right now, I think what's important is to remember what we actually have, as well as what we've lost. Don't you?
He's just sitting there stoic. I stand by what I say. And you're right. I can make the decision. That's why I came up here. I didn't want to disturb anyone. You came up and you asked.
I know.
Like I said, I'm not the most charming. I'm not the most bubbly and cuddly person. I know I know how to deal with someone's anger because I know I can take a hit. And more often than not, people get a few angry strikes out. You know this, and then you sort of realize what's going on with that. I cannot go down there and sit with someone who I have nothing but a bad experience with. I'm not saying I was close to Kevin. I barely know any of you. Kevin has been through a similar situation to myself growing up, which, yeah, so I felt a bit more connected to Kevin in a degree.
I get that.
And I failed every single time. I just tried to save him while no one else did anything.
I promise you we're all very aware of that. And just because we're sitting down there right now, eating and drinking, does not mean that we've forgotten it. Or them. I understand it, though. I did not have to say the best things at any point, really, especially not when I'm angry or confused, which is a lot recently. But if you're going to sit up here, would you like some company, or would you rather not sit in the same room as me either? Which is, I would understand, don't get me wrong.
Now, I understand that you've all been dealing with the loss, but through all of that and through everything, to come and just find you all sat here, I have been out fortifying the defences, trying to stop this happening, and reinforcing it. To be quite frank, I do just want to be alone right now. After almost dying, after dealing with this, and the fact that I've still been out working, I am very tired right now.
I understand. I'm grateful we didn't lose you as well. I know we don't know each other particularly well, as you said. You've already been here when I needed you. You're right, you're a good fighter. And yeah, probably should have fireballed you. But I consider you a friend. And I couldn't do it. And I know we're not going to see eye to eye on some things. And I think the rest of the group does in general at this point. It's been a long fucking week. And we need this. We need to stick together as much as we can for now. And when you're ready, I'm pretty sure we'd be happy to include you in that. If and when you're ready. But for now, rest well. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you for everything. And she'll leave.
And that is where we're going to end this week's game.